Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. You're probably wondering the meaning behind the quote that I shared in the post in the community group. The quote being, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." That quote was by a good friend of mine, somebody I've known for the better part of 20 years. He is synonymous with professional hockey. He's been an NHL GM. He was the owner of the hockey club in Erie, Pennsylvania, when I lived and worked there. And that was a quote he shared quite often. I've got it memorized because I heard it so many times. And essentially, the meaning behind it applies to what we're trying to accomplish here. Everybody in this challenge is trying to accomplish a singular goal, not gain any weight during the holidays. What's going to make the difference between succeeding and falling short is the preparation that takes place to help you, to put you in position to succeed. For example, it's not simply sitting down at the Thanksgiving table and thinking about what choices I'm going to make. That's part of it, but it's also how am I preparing in the lead up to Thanksgiving Day that's going to put me in the best possible position to succeed, to finish this particular holiday in a good spot heading into the next week, the next set of holidays, and so forth. And by that, I mean, for me, for example, it's going to be different for everybody. For me, it's making sure that I'm really dialed in yesterday, today, and tomorrow, really making good choices, really staying within my numbers, everything I'm trying to accomplish, everything I've been doing up to this point. I'm not doing anything different early this week than I was doing last week and the week before. But making those good, solid choices, making sure my habits are dialed in, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, getting all my water in, getting good nutrients into me. So what that does is really no matter what I choose to eat come Thursday, and I'm not going to go completely off the rails, but I'm certainly going to indulge and enjoy myself. I know for a fact that my numbers are going to be well above what I ordinarily would eat. But I've put myself in position to enjoy that day guilt-free because I've done the work in the lead up to Thanksgiving Day. And then what'll happen is come Friday, I get right back to it. That's why I don't look at Thanksgiving as a cheat day or anything like that, because that type of day, be it a holiday or not, is going to be within the framework of my preparation, my schedule, my plan of action. So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to the will to prepare to win. In sporting circles, the will to win we hear about all the time, but the will to prepare to win, if we prepare the way we're supposed to, the game should be easy, should be easier than the preparation. Same thing for holiday eating. If we do the work in the run up to that particular holiday, sitting down at the holiday dinner and enjoying myself or enjoying ourselves is not going to be a big deal at all. That also includes the flip side of it, which is the strength training, cardio aspect, the physical fitness aspect of things. And by that, I mean moving our bodies meaningfully, making sure we're doing something every day to stay active. What's that doing? It's burning calories. It's keeping our metabolism up. So when we sit down and in front of that big meal and enjoy ourselves and indulge ourselves and eat all the goodies, that metabolism is going to keep burning. That's what we want. It's not always necessarily the meals that we're choosing, it's how our bodies are choosing to process them. And if we haven't been making good choices, if we haven't been physically active, if we're not getting our metabolism up, if we're eating too little for a long period of time and then deciding to eat 3 times that amount on Thanksgiving Day, that's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for gaining weight. And also don't forget, and I think I shared this with all of you, those of you who work with me one-on-one in your video earlier in the week, your weekly video, is that it's one meal. It's one meal out of 365 days worth of meals. So ultimately, it's not going to amount to much. It's going to be a very, very minute blip on the radar screen in the grand scheme of things. But where it will have an impact is if we get disappointed and frustrated with ourselves and angry with ourselves for eating as much as we did, and then letting it compound by making more and more disappointment and frustration laden decisions moving forward over a period of time. That's when it's going to have an impact. But if you just go in there, enjoy the day, eat what you want to eat, and then get back to it on Friday, you'll be fine. So that's where that quote comes from. You're probably scratching your head wondering what the hell is this guy talking about? But that's what I'm talking about. That was a sports quote that really applies to really any aspect of life. Hope you're all doing great. Let me know if you have any questions or if you need help in any way. And of course, share within the group what your first steps are, how you're preparing to handle Thanksgiving Day come Thursday, because it's just Tuesday. So there's still time to prepare. There's still time to really dial in what you want to do. So Thursday rolls around and you go and enjoy it, and that's it. Take care, folks.